Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a first impression and review over all of the new Maybelline makeup. I have an eyeshadow palette, the bronzer, a lip product, the highlighter, a blush, and the loose powder. I believe I have everything. I also have the gloss from them, but I wanted to do this lip color instead because the gloss is pretty neutral. Honestly, it's an exact dupe for Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar. It is like beautiful. So I will probably maybe include that in just like a get ready with me video, but I wanted to do the lipstick instead. So if you want to see these products in action, what I think about them, and if they are worth your money, then please keep on watching. So I did comb my hair today, and this is like a new dress I got from TJ Maxx, and I'm like in love with it. It was only $10, and they had a gray one, and I kind of want to try to find it, but I probably won't be able to find it. But my hair is finally at the length now to where I'm able to do something other than straighten it. And I'm trying to grow my hair out because I used to have hair probably down to like my rib bones, and it was really long. I cut it off when I had knee surgery because it was just a pain because I was always in bed laying down and my hair was like strangling me. So I decided to chop it off then, which was last summer, and I kept cutting more off, and this is what I'm with now. Besides the point, we're going to be testing out lots of makeup today. So I'm going to pin my hair back. And I am going to prime my eyes as normal because that's what I normally do. I'll be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer. But what exactly the products are that we are testing today, which I should probably tell you, are these new Maybelline products. I have the Maybelline The City Mini Palette. This one looked the most promising because there are two matte shades in here, or three. That one kind of looks like some shimmer, and I really like this. It had some color in it for spring. The lip product I have is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in 05 Loyalist. I have been wanting to use this since I bought it, and I'm so excited to be able to use it today. I also have the Maybelline Master Bronze Palette with 3 bronzers and a highlighter in here. We will probably use this highlighter on one side and then this highlighter on the other side. This is the Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter, and this is metallic. This is so pigmented and creamy. I don't know if it's gonna work on my skin tone. I mean, I am more tan now than, you know, obviously I am, you know, when I was in January and February, I was a lot more paler then. So I'm really hoping this is gonna work because this is gorgeous. Then I also have a Fit Me blush, which these are so cute and tiny. I'm a huge blush junkie. I don't know why, I just really like blush. And I have this one in shade 35 Coral. So this one looked promising when I got it. Then I have the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in 05 Fair. So we will bake with this. But first things first, we are going to do our eyes, and then I will go back and do the rest of my face makeup. So I'm just going to prime my eyelids, like I said, with the Wet n Wild primer. So to be completely honest, I didn't buy the highlighter and the eyeshadow palette when I bought all the other products because I thought the eyeshadow, I thought the highlighter would be too dark, and the eyeshadow palette, it was so iffy for me because there's not really a lot of mattes in here. It's mostly shimmers. You can't get a full look, in my opinion, without matte. So I didn't know if I really wanted to spend the money on it, but I ended up doing it anyways because I wanted to review the full line. But the one I did get is the City Mini palette. I believe they have 6 to choose from. You have ones with purples, ones that are more neutral. I was going to get the neutral one, but I figured I'd step more out of my comfort zone. So this is what the palette looks like when you pull it out of the packaging. Really nice, really sleek, and I like how it's see-through, really compact. Honestly, this is good. I think this would be perfect for travel if you were into wearing these shades on like an everyday basis. But here's a close-up of the palette. The dark brown and the bone shade and the yellow shade look matte, and the other 3 have lots of shimmer in it. But I don't know, they look really promising. They're soft. The brown one is extremely pigmented. Holy guacamole. And then yeah, there's real pretty kind of like peachy shade, which is also really nice. So I'm excited about this. I don't know what kind of look I want to do, but I'm only going to use these shadows. So I am going to apply little pieces of tape on the outside. So to set my primer that we put down, I'll be taking this kind of like more white bone shade. And I'll be very curious if we can get a full look out of this palette. But the white shade's very pigmented and it's going on pretty evenly. It feels really smooth on my eye. They're not too powdery. They definitely have some kick up in the pan, but nothing like horrible. So for our first color that we're going to go into, I'm going to actually mix the yellow and the brown shade to make a transition color because the brown's too dark and the yellow's not dark enough. So I'm just going to mix those together and buff them right into my crease and above. So lots of pigment, actually, like a lot of pigment. They're blending really easily. And those two colors together gave me the perfect shade that I wanted. And I think this wet and wild brush has become my new fave recently. It's so soft and it blends product so easily. So going in with more of a dense brush, I'm only going to take the brown shade now, and I'm really going to focus this on just the very outer V and then bring this into the crease. I don't want very much on my lid because that's where I want to put the coral shade. So I'm literally going to put this right into my crease and right on the outer V and really deepen it up. This is exactly why I chose this palette, because I saw that this brown was in there and it was matte and it had two other matte shades. So it gave 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. So that's why I chose it. The other ones didn't have that many mattes. They had more shimmers, and I really wanted a good variety of mattes. Plus, this got me out of my comfort zone, like I did say. They are pigmented. I'm taking a little product at a time and then blending it out and then going back in, dipping my brush in for more product and then blending everything back out. But they're blending really nicely and they look really good to be drugstore shadows. Like, I really like this. So taking the first brush with nothing on it, I'm just gonna go in and blend everything back out. So after we have the brown blended out and everything like that, it looks really good to be drugstore. It honestly looks really good. But I'm going to take the coral shade now on a flat shader brush, and with no enhancer, no Fix Plus, nothing like that, I'm going to pick it off on the back of my brush, which is very pigmented, and I'm going to apply that. Oh wow. Oh, that's pretty. I'm going to apply that to my eye. I feel like I'm getting some fallout. Okay, so just up close, this red shadow on my eye actually seems pretty chunky. It's not like extremely chunky to where it looks gross, but it just, you can feel if it's chunky or not. And fallout is coming off. There's a lot of glitter in here, so it's not really like a sheen. But I think this would perform better with like Fix Plus, or if you had a like Too Faced glitter glue or the NYX glitter glue. I feel like it would perform better because you'd be able to have the shadow adhere to something. So I'm gonna go in with the brown brush again and a little bit of the brown and blend that glitter out. Still looks really good for not having anything to enhance it. So this is the eyeshadow look that we are working with. You can definitely tell the corals and the browns, they blended really nicely, but I have lots of fallout going on right here. But they blended really good and they look good, minus the fallout situation, which I know we can't help. But I like it. I think next time I use this, so I'm definitely going to use enhancer, but I just didn't want to use it this time because I wanted to show y'all what it could do without it. I'm going to do foundation, concealer, and put on some lashes, or maybe just mascara and eyeliner, and then I will come back and we will do the rest of the face products. Okay, so I put lashes on. These lashes are on their last limb. I believe they're the Ardell Demi Wispies, and they were so hard to put on because they're just done. They have been through so many applications. They look so bad right now. I try to make them look good, but oh well. I put on the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion Foundation, 2 different concealers, and we are going to bake now with that loose powder. I have not waited like this long to ever set my face, so my face looks weird and it's completely like lighter than the rest of my body, but oh well. So we're going to bake with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I'm wanting to try this for a while now. I have an 05 Claire. We're just gonna see how it is. I like the packaging. I like how it's like see-through and it's really pretty. So right off the bat, there is color to the powder, which I expected. It's really smooth. It definitely feels more of like a thicker powder. Like, it doesn't have that kind of more like silky feeling. You can definitely feel it. So I'm going to put some on the back of my sponge and set my under eye. So definitely brightened, which, you know, my face is like 3 shades lighter than the rest of my body, but you know, oh well. And then now that that's just sitting there, I'm actually going to take like a fluffy powder brush and just take some of the powder and set the rest of my face just a little. So since I waited so long to set the concealer, it did crease a little bit, but it's not the powder's fault. I was doing the rest of my eye stuff and everything like that, but it's really smooth underneath here. Like, it's really soft and smooth. I like that, and it's not tacky anymore. There's no tacky finish, and it brightened and it looks good. So I really like the powder. Actually, there's no shimmer in it, which some powders have that in to, you know, have like a brightening effect. There's no shimmer in here, which I do like. So now that we set the face, we're going to finish up our lower lash line, and I'm really only going to do one thing. I'm just going to take a pencil brush. I'm going to mix together the brown and the yellow shade that we used in the very beginning for transition color and apply that onto my lower lash line. And to highlight, I'm going to take the matte white shade in here and highlight under my brow bone with this. And then I'm going to apply some of the Great Lash mascara on my lower lash line. I also use this for my top lashes. Okay, so eyes are completely done. We are moving on to the face now. And I'm just gonna bronze today, not gonna contour, and I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Bronze Face Palette. This looked really, really promising. There is, I believe, 2 matte shades, 2 matte bronzers, 1 shimmer bronzer, and then a highlighter. These look promising. It just kind of depends. The powders feel dry in the pan, but when you swatch them, they look pretty. So we'll just have to see. I'll probably use a mix of the first shade and the middle shade because I really need some color right now. So I'm gonna mix these two together. One shimmery and one is matte. I'm just going to use my normal bronzer brush and bronze up my face. Ooh, these two together actually look pretty. I can't see very much of the shimmer, even though I use a shimmery one. They look good on my face. It's amazing to see, like, nowadays what drugstore makeup can do. Because when I first started my channel, like, for some reason, I only thought, like, high-end makeup looked good on the skin. And drugstore was just, like, horrible, but I definitely don't think that anymore. So this looks really good, actually. I'm having a little hard time blending this side out, so I'll have to go with the duo fiber, but this side doesn't look too bad. But that's really my only complaint, is blending out this side seemed to be a little more harder than the other side, but they look good on the skin. They definitely bronzed up my face and gave me color, but I don't know why this side got so hard to blend out. So just keep a duo fiber handy when you're using this palette, going with a light hand, because if you go in too much, they can become really pigmented really quickly. So I have the Fit Me blush in shade 35 Coral. The packaging is so cute. I honestly love how small it is. I think it's the cutest thing ever. And this is a matte blush, and look how pretty that shade is. It looks like the color on my eyes, honestly. It's so pretty. They're kind of pigmented, but they also are a little more on the sheer side. So we'll have to see how they look on our face. Lots of product on the brush, kind of like medium product, but that's kind of what you want with a blush because you don't want too much. But that's really pretty. It gave like a light kind of peachy hint to the cheeks. So I really like this. That looks really good. I'm just gonna go over it one more time with the duo fiber. But they look good. I really like that blush, actually, so I may check out some more of these. Next, we have the highlighter, and I don't know if I want to use, I think I'm going to put this one on one side and this highlighter on the other, because I really want to see what they look like separately, obviously. They look really pretty, but I cannot open this to save the life of me. Okay, so packaging of this is like really freaking hard to open. I could not open that at all. I just dug my nail into the freaking highlighter. Dang it! I knew there was a reason I haven't had acrylics in a while. That is so irritating. The swatch of this is honestly, it is so creamy. And look at that. Like, holy guacamole. Look at the swatch. You see how reflective that bad boy is? I don't know if it's gonna work on my skin tone, and my face is still paler than the rest of my body, but you know, we'll just have to make it work and see. I'm trying to get the highlighter out, but we'll apply a little bit. We'll do it on this side. So we're gonna apply a little bit right here. So it's actually not that bad when you apply just a small amount, at least on my skin tone. I think this would be gorgeous if you had deeper skin. Oh, this would look so good. I actually like that a lot. I think that's really pretty. It's really creamy also, and I mean, look at that swatch. I mean, you could go in a lot heavier handed than I did, but I didn't want to go too much because I didn't know how it would look. And I'm going to go in with the highlighter from the bronzed palette, and This one is not as pigmented. I feel like I need to like get through the top layer of it. It looks okay, but it's definitely nothing like the golden one. It's a lot more powdery. That is the bronzer highlight right there. It's a lot more powdery when you swatch it. I'm gonna take a different brush and dip into this palette now. Ooh, okay. That's my favorite. Oh yeah. That is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I think I found a new highlighter. You have more of the golden over here, and then you have more of this icy tone. I'm actually gonna put the icy one on this side also because I want them to match. And I really, really like this one. I honestly love the blushes and the highlighter and the Maybelline's blush palette with the highlight, 3 blushes and a highlighter. And I love all of this, and the highlighter in there is honestly really pretty also. So that gets 2 thumbs up. Depending on what kind of skin tone you are, if you're deeper than me, you would look phenomenal in this. If you're around my skin tone, this one's really pretty. This one's also pretty too, but I just draw towards more these types of shades. So, and last thing left is lip products. So this is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in 05 Loyalist. I was like, this is right up my alley. You have to get this one. And honestly, it literally matches my dress. Like, it's such a pretty shade. So we're going to apply this. It smells like vanilla and candy. The applicator is weird though, because there's like a hole in the center. So the product kind of sits in the hole. Okay, so this color I'm a huge fan of. It hasn't dried completely matte yet, but I really enjoy this lip color. It's a little more on the nude side than the pinky side, but I like it because it kind of settles the coral we have on the eyes. But I mean, could y'all look at this look and tell me that it's just using Maybelline products? I mean, they killed it with this. This looks so, so, so pretty. And I mean, it is a little more tacky, but we'll have to see if it dries down matte with just me talking. But just a little roundup basically of all the products. I really enjoy this eye palette. If it wasn't for these 3 matte shades, they were all shimmers, I would not enjoy this. But they're really pretty, really pigmented. And the coral one, it looks really pretty. I still think it would look better if you use an enhancer. The loose powder looks really nice. My under eye is light and bright. There's coverage to it because it does have color to it. It didn't crease anything. It looks really nice on my skin also, even to set your face. The bronzer palette gets 2 thumbs up for me. Go with a light hand or make sure you have a duo fiber near you just to help blend everything out. Highlighter gets, I mean, as many thumbs up as I can possibly give it because it's honestly phenomenal. I think the blush is perfect. It's not too pigmented, but the right amount of color comes off to where you don't have to be afraid to use it because there's too much color on it. So I definitely like the blush. I want to get more of these, and I believe they're around $5 at Walmart, and they're compact and they're adorable. And as for the highlighter, I like it. I think I'll have to play around with it some more though, because I'm really drawn to the bronzer highlighter, but I'll have to play around with it whenever I have, you know, kind of like a deeper foundation on to match my actual skin. And we'll just have to see. But, and then the lipstick, it's not drying matte, and the swatch isn't matte yet either, so I don't think these will dry matte. They are hard to remove because I'm like really struggling to get this off my hand right now, but it's not as tacky as it was when I first applied it, so it definitely feels a little matter. I would check these out because they feel really good. They're comfortable, and I don't feel like it's moving anywhere anytime soon. So I honestly really like this also. So everything gets 2 thumbs up for me. This was a really like successful Maybelline product video. I love this. If y'all want to see like a full face of using Maybelline products, let me know down in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I will have all the products listed in the description box if you are interested in any of them. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye, y'all.